You sit down to do something important. Your laptop is open. Your work is right in front of you. You know exactly what you need to do. So you tell yourself, I'll start in a minute. You check your phone. One notification becomes another. You open YouTube for just a moment. Then you realize you've spent 20 minutes doing everything except the thing you actually wanted to do. And the strange part is, you're not confused about what you should be doing. You simply don't feel like starting. So why does your brain make procrastination feel so tempting? Because procrastination isn't always about laziness. Sometimes your brain is trying to make you feel better right now. Imagine the task sitting in front of you. It might be boring. It might be difficult. It might feel overwhelming. Or maybe you simply don't know where to begin. Finishing it could give you a reward later. Less stress, a better result, or the satisfaction of finally getting it done. But that reward is far away. The discomfort is happening right now. And your brain tends to care much more about immediate experiences than rewards that arrive later. So your phone becomes incredibly attractive. The task gives you discomfort. The phone gives you instant entertainment. And your brain essentially says, why feel uncomfortable right now when I can feel better for a few minutes? That's where the cycle begins. You avoid the task. And the moment you avoid it, you feel a little relief. That relief matters. Because your brain learns. Avoiding this made me feel better. So the next time the task creates that same uncomfortable feeling, your brain remembers the escape route. You reach for your phone again, you check something else, you tell yourself you'll start later. And the cycle gets stronger. But here's the important part. If procrastination is partly about escaping an uncomfortable feeling, then telling yourself to simply be more disciplined isn't always enough. Instead, make the beginning easier. Don't tell yourself, I need to study for 3 hours. Tell yourself, I'm going to solve one question. Don't say, I'm going to finish this entire project. Say, I'm going to write the first sentence. You're not trying to convince your brain that the entire task is enjoyable. You're simply reducing the amount of resistance standing between you and the first action. And there's another powerful trick. Make the decision before the moment arrives. Instead of saying, I'll study tonight, give yourself a specific instruction. At 7 p.m., I sit at my desk and study for 10 minutes. Now your brain doesn't have to negotiate with you about when to begin. The decision is already made. And here's something else that's important. You don't need to feel motivated before you start. You don't need to feel focused. You don't need to feel ready. Because waiting for the right feeling can become another form of procrastination. Action often comes first. Then motivation follows. You open the document. You write one sentence. You solve one problem. You study one page. And suddenly, the task doesn't feel quite as impossible as it did 5 minutes ago. That's because the biggest obstacle is often not the task itself. It's the moment before you begin. So the next time you find yourself avoiding something important, don't immediately ask, why am I so lazy? Ask, what feeling am I trying to escape? Maybe it's boredom. Maybe it's uncertainty. Maybe it's the fear of doing something badly. Maybe the task simply feels too large. Once you identify that feeling, make the first step smaller. Not easier forever, just easier to start. Because procrastination isn't always your brain saying, I don't want to do this. Sometimes it's your brain saying, I don't want to feel this right now. And once you understand that difference, you can stop fighting yourself and start working with your brain. So don't wait until you feel ready. Make the first step tiny. Make it specific. And start before your brain has time to negotiate. Because sometimes, the hardest part of doing the work is simply beginning.